Welcome to Bankers IQ YouTube channel where bankers sharpen their IQ. In this video, I explain about RBI Directions 2025 nomination facility, easy explanation for deposit accounts, lockers and articles in safe custody which is effective from November 1st, 2025. First of all, what is the purpose of nomination facility? We know that the purpose of nomination facility is to help banks quickly release money or assets to the correct person after a customer's death so the family does not face any delays or any hardship. The Government of India passed the Banking Laws Amendment Act 2025 which changed three important sections of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. The sections are Section 45ZA, 45ZC, 45ZG. Okay, Section 45ZA, nomination in deposit accounts. Section 45ZC, nomination for safe custody articles. Section 45ZE, nomination for safe deposit lockers. Also, the banking companies nomination rules 2025 were issued at the same time. So, all these changes will apply from November 1st, 2025. So, nomination is now available for deposit accounts, safe deposit lockers, articles kept in custody. Okay, the first one, Amendment to Section 45ZA, nomination in deposit accounts. Okay, earlier to this provision, that means before November 1st, 2025, only one nominee was allowed for a deposit account. So, the new provision with effect from November 1st, 2025, a depositor may now nominate one or more persons not exceeding 4 either successively or simultaneously. So this means customers can now choose up to 4 nominees in two different ways. The first one is successive nomination as per Section 45ZA 1A. Successive nomination as per Section 45ZA 1A. So what is the simple meaning of it? So you can nominate up to 4 people in a sequence, one after another, successive. We can nominate up to 4 people in a sequence, one after another. For example, only one nominee gets the right at any one time. Order is fixed by the depositor and governed by Section ZG. Got it, na? How it works? If nominee 1 is alive, the bank pays nominee 1. If nominee 1 has died, payment goes to nominee 2. If nominee 2 has died, it goes to nominee 3 and so on. So maximum 4 successful nominees are there. Only one is effective at a time. Next nominee becomes active only if the previous one has died. And important bit is this successive nomination means order is fixed by the depositor and governed by Section 45ZG. The second type nomination is simultaneous nomination under Section 45ZA 1B. Previous one is Section 45ZA 1A, successive nomination. The second one is under Section 45ZA 1B, simultaneous nomination is there. What is the meaning of it? Under this nomination facility, under this simultaneous nomination facility, you can nominate up to 4 people at the same time and each one gets a share. Conditions is maximum 4 nominees. Depositor must clearly mention percentage share for each nominee. Total of all shares must be 100%. So simultaneous nomination is under Section 45ZA 1B. The meaning of it is you can nominate up to 4 people at the same time, but each one gets a share. Maximum 4 nominees. Depositor must clearly mention percentage share for each nominee. Total of all these shares must be 100%. See, if one nominee dies before getting payment, the nomination for that share becomes invalid. So remaining portion will be divided into the and in between the remaining 3 persons. If one nominee is died, the nomination for that share, if one nominee dies before getting payment, that nomination for that share becomes invalid. That portion is treated as no nomination. Bank will then settle that part as per legal heirs rules. So for example, if A has 4 nominees with 25% each and nominee 3 dies, so nominee 1, 2 and 4 still get their shares. 25% of nominee 3 becomes no nomination and legal heirs must claim it. Okay, in summary, earlier, before November 1st, 2025, only one nominee per deposit account is acceptable. But now from November 1st, 2025 onwards, you can have, there are two types of nominations, successive nomination, simultaneous nomination. So successive nomination up to 4 people in order, simultaneous nomination up to 4 people sharing the amount. So rules to remember, maximum nominees is 4. In simultaneous nomination, share percent must be equal to total 100%. If a nominee dies before payment, their share becomes no nomination. Okay, this rule applied to deposits, lockers and safe custody articles also. Amendment to section 45ZC, nomination for articles in safe custody. So what is the early rule? Before this amendment, only one nominee was allowed for articles kept in safe custody. So the new rule as per 2025 amendment, a customer can now nominate up to 4 persons, but only in succession, one after another. This means nominee 1 is first in priority. If nominee 1 is not allowed at the time of claim, then nominee 2 becomes valid, then nominee 3 and finally nominee 4. So simultaneous nomination is not allowed here. Only successive nomination is allowed. Amendment to section 45ZE. So nomination for safe deposit lockers. What is the earlier rule before this amendment? Only one nominee was allowed for a locker if it is a single locker. In a joint locker, joint hirers could appoint more than one nominee. So the new rule as per amendment 2025 is locker hirers can nominate one or more persons up to 4 successfully. Locker hirers can nominate one or more persons up to 4 successfully. This rule applies whether the locker is in the bank's own vault or at any other approved place. If the sole locker hirer dies or all joint hirers die, then the nominees in the order of succession can access the locker. They can also remove the contents of the locker. And the most important point is only successive nomination is allowed. Simultaneous nomination is not allowed for lockers. I explained before about successive and simultaneous nomination difference. Okay. Section 45ZG, order of priority in successive nominations. So this is a new section added in 2025 to clearly explain who gets priority when there are multiple successive nominees. The key rules are order of priority only. The first nominee gets full rights if alive after the depositor's hirer dies. Second nominee valid only if the first nominee has already died. Third nominee valid only if nominee 1 and nominee 2 are not alive. Fourth nominee valid only if all earlier nominees have died. So default order is, if the depositor does not specify the order clearly, the order will be taken as per the sequence of names written in the nomination form. Exclusion: these priority rules don't apply to simultaneous nominations under section 45ZA deposit accounts where percentages shares are mentioned. Okay. Now comparative summary of all these sections. The section cover, the first column is section covers, second column is early rule, the third column is 2025 amendment, fourth column is type of nomination allowed. So the section covers 45ZA deposit accounts. Early rule is only one nominee. As per this recent 2025 amendment, up to 4 nominees, either successive or simultaneous. So type of nomination allowed is successive or simultaneous. Coming to section 45ZC, articles in safe custody. Earlier, only one nominee is there. As per 2025 amendment, up to 4 nominees, but successive only. Type of nomination is successive only. The section 45 ZG safe deposit lockers, earlier only one nominee is allowed for single lockers. Up to recent amendment, as per recent 2025 amendment, up to 4 nominees, successive only. Type of nomination allowed is successive only. As per section 45 ZG, this is a recent, very recent section. Priority order, new section. This is a new section, priority order. Earlier, it is not applicable. As per the recent 2025 amendment, this section defines how successive nominee gets priority order. Okay, type of nomination allowed is successive priority order. So only 45 ZJ covers both nominations, successive and simultaneous. Remaining all ZC, ZG and ZG also covers only successive nominee. Okay. Customer rights and bank duties, nothing but the nomination rules. The first rule is nomination is optional. The customer may or may not choose nomination, but the bank must explain the nomination facility at the time of opening the account. The second rule is written declaration if customer refuses nomination. Suppose if the customer does not want to give a nomination, what we have to do? The bank must take a written declaration from the customer stating the refusal. The third rule is payment to nominee. Once the payment is completed to nominee, payment to nominee is completed, bank liability is over. When the bank pays the amount or articles to the nominee, the bank's liability is considered fully discharged. This means legal responsibility is completed at that point of time. The fourth rule is acknowledgement of a nomination request. So bank must acknowledge when a nomination is registered, when a nomination is cancelled, when a nomination is modified, that is changed. So this acknowledgement must be given within 3 working days. This is important bit. This acknowledgement of nomination request must be given within 3 working days. The fifth rule is printing of nominee details. So for all accounts where nomination is registered, passbooks, account statements or account pages must print nomination registered and also mention the name of the nominee in that page. Delegated authority for settlement. So banks must follow delegated powers for settling claims in the following 3 cases. The first case is settlement of death claims. So after the account holder's death, claims are settled as per nomination rules, successive simultaneous nominee order or as per succession documents if no nomination is available. So delegated powers decide which officer, which committee can approve the claim amount. The second one, point B, is release of property title deeds, articles, securities, which includes a release of title deeds of mortgaged property after borrower's death, removal of articles kept in safe deposit lockers, return of safe custody articles, release of securities pledged to the bank. These two follow delegated powers depending on the claim value. The third case is claims related to missing persons. Claims for accounts belonging to missing persons are handled as per delegated authority levels, police certificate, court declaration norms. Approval depends on the amount involved and rank of approving authority. Now, the first one is claim on deposits on nomination. So, we are talking about delegated authority. And all of you just think once, this information is useful for the Union Bank staff members only for their promotions for all scales. And all other bank staff must refer their internal circulars. Okay, The first one, claim on deposits or nomination. So first of all, what is the meaning of it? Deposit balance is given to the nominee registered in the account. When used? When account holder dies, nominee exists. DA1 form. Okay, first claim on deposits on nomination. So whenever there exists a nomination for any deposit account or savings account, the delegated powers are only the branch heads are having full powers. There is no need to escalate the matter, recommend the matter to higher authorities, whether it is RO, JDO or CO. So they don't handle nomination based deposit claims, RO, JDO, CO. So branch scale 1 or 2, whatever may be the amount, they are having full powers when nomination exists. Scale 3 or 4 also, 5 or 6 also, all these branch heads are having full powers. Okay, we cannot say no power for other RLCC1, RLCC2, etc. No power. There is no need to escalate the matter. There is no need to recommend any nomination, having nomination claim accounts. Okay, you understand now? Whenever nomination is there, only the branch heads are having full power. RO, JDO, CO, there is no need for their involvement whenever there is nomination. The second one is claim on deposits on succession certificate or probate. First of all, what is meant by succession certificate? A succession certificate is a legal document which is issued by a civil court. When is it required? When the deceased did not leave a will. When the deceased did not leave a will and there is no nominee, and if any legal dispute is there, the legal heirs dispute among themselves, then the succession certificate is needed. Now probate. What is meant by probate? A probate is a court order that officially validates the will of the deceased. Okay. Coming to delegated powers for the claim on deposits on succession certificate or probate, simple you see, from all branch heads are having full powers, and also RLCC1 headed by AGM, RLCC1 headed by DGM are having full powers. Got it now? The delegated powers for the claims and deposits on succession certificate or probate, all branch heads from 1 to 6 and RLCC1 headed by AGM, RLCC1 headed by DGM are having powers to approve these claims. JDO, CO have no power. We cannot say they are not having powers. No need to escalate the matter. No need to recommend the matter to the JDO level or CO level. And one more important thing, always remember, in any case, the RLCC2, he is not having any power. Blindly you can say. In any case, RLCC2 is not having any power. The third one is claim on deposits on indemnity with surety. First of all, what is meant by indemnity? Indemnity is nothing but the legal promise to protect the bank from future loss. Suppose if the bank pays a deceased customer's money to legal heirs without succession certificate, the legal heirs may be asked to sign an indemnity bond. Why? If later someone else claims this money, we will protect the bank and repay any loss. Okay? Who will protect? The legal heirs who produced the indemnity bond, they protect the bank if anyone claims later. Okay? So claim on deposit and indemnity with surety means legal heirs give indemnity bond, surety equal to claim amount. This is used when there is no court order and no nomination. Okay?